As many of you know, I refuse to buy any last night toys, but when I saw this guy on sale, I had to give it a shot.
Don't tell Sherman.
Don't tell Sherman what?
My door! What the heck, Sherman?
What the heck to you, too? We talked about this, no last night toys, and yet you bring one into our house.
You aren't even supposed to be here. Cletus and I moved to Arkansas for the summer while you were supposed to stay in Tennessee and guard the apartment. Isn't that right, Cletus?
That's right. And what am I supposed to do? Sit idly by whilst you purchase garbage?
I mean, I kind of like this toy. So, can I get back to my review now?
Yes, but I'm gonna weigh in on this one.
No!
Yes, you need me, otherwise you're gonna sugarcoat this whole thing.
Fine, but try not to be too distracting.
Here in vehicle mode, you can see
That it sucks!
that it isn't quite movie accurate.
There you go, sugarcoating it. Listen up, this thing is as far from movie accurate as possible. There are only two parts that actually resemble the Mustang from the movie. Everything else is a mashup of various other cars.
I'm all for movie accuracy, and you know how much I love Mustangs, but I think you're nitpicking a little.
Are you kidding me? Hasbro has the licenses for Chevy, Mercedes, Lamborghini, not to mention that they previously possessed the license for Ford.
So, this is the only movie toy that isn't licensed, so legally it can't look like a Mustang. So, since we know that it can't be a Mustang, let's just look at it as a police car of unknown make or model. It's a really nice blue. Most of it is molded, but some of it is painted. As you can tell, this whole top area has got that translucent plastic, and the blue matches the molded blue very well. It's hard to tell that this is even painted. It has some black detailing here on the hood and on the front where the bull bar and grill are black, and then you get some red and blue light detailing. The headlights are kind of a light blue, pretty much white, but there's a little bit of blue to it. The doors have white detailing. The Decepticon logo and police are written in black. On the back here you have To Punish and Enslave written in white. On the back you don't have much. You do get the taillights painted. They're just these two little red squares. Your exhaust, your lower valence, your license plate, all that is unpainted. The spoiler is unpainted, but you do get the translucent light bar on the top. It has blue and red and kind of a translucent gray. And the wheels are black. The vehicle mode rolls really well. All four wheels touch the ground, and I don't have any parts that drag. There really isn't much room to store the weapons with the exception of these two little holes in the rear window where you can take his little circle arm gun, unfold it all the way, tab it in, and leave it like that. But frankly, that looks ridiculous, so I don't ever do that. Something I do want to touch on, because this can't be a Mustang, it definitely has a little bit of an identity crisis. The front is very rounded and sleek, while the back is very squared off and notchy. It just doesn't flow well as a vehicle. I also have a big problem with the doghouse not tabbing together. These three panels never quite seem to line up.
It shows a real lack of engineering when a toy can't even hold itself together.
The vehicle mode looks good for what it is.
But it could have been much better if it were movie accurate.
Transformation is as expected. Enough things move around to feel satisfying, but it's all much more generic than the previous Barricade design. He transforms like a G1 Autobot, which is kinda disappointing considering this is a movie Decepticon.
Here in robot mode, you can see that some new details have been revealed. We get these all gray shoulders, these bone-colored elbows with a really nice black and blue arm with some gray hands, bone-colored thighs, gray knees, and some legs with some really nice black, blue, and white detailing, and some black feet. Overall, I think this guy's paint is phenomenal. You'd think with all the dark colors that a lot of the detail would be washed out, but really he ends up looking unified and also dynamic. Barricade comes with 3 weapons. The arm missile thing that we saw from before, it just kind of clips on the underside of either arm, and then it wraps around. So he's got the missile ring, which is kind of interesting. And he also comes with a beaten stick, which he can hold, or it can be mounted on one of his leg holsters down here. And he also comes with a gun, which is gray, so he can hold it as well. And it also will mount in the leg holster. Barricade also has some weapons built in. His brass knuckles have been molded into his hands. However, they don't say what you think they'd say.
Even though the vehicle mode has "to punish and enslave" on it, the brass knuckles say "serve and protect." Way to be inconsistent.
Barricade has some good articulation, almost too good. I've been fiddling with him this whole review, trying to get him to stand up straight. He has a shoulder rotation and a shoulder pivot outward. These pylons never get in the way, but you can rotate them around if you so wish. He has an upper elbow rotation and about a 90-degree elbow bend, and the wrists are on a 180-degree swivel. His head is ball jointed, but you don't get a lot of movement up or down, barely any. Really. You do get side to side, but he ends up running his jaw into his collar if you go too far, so that's about as far as you get. Nothing at the waist due to transformation, but he does have a hip ball joint with a cut out to the side, an upper thigh swivel, and a knee bend which goes from a little bit further than straight all the way to about 90 degrees. His foot does tilt forward, and this rear panel is on a hinge to where it can move in and out. So if you want to mess around with some more dynamic poses, I could see where that would be helpful.
So, final thoughts on the Last Night Barricade. He's a decent figure. The robot mode is detailed and accurate.
But the vehicle mode is horrendously inaccurate and doesn't hold together.
So basically, he isn't horrible.
But he isn't great either.
Thanks for watching. Alright, Sherman, time for you to go back to the apartment.
Actually, I spent the last of my money getting here, so I'm just gonna stay with you guys.
I guess there's enough room in the closet for you and Cletus.
Hey, no fair!
Alright, move over, move over!
You're gonna have to make some room if we're gonna cohabitate. There's a nice pile of clothes over here in the corner that you can lay your head on. Don't sit on my Cool Ranch Doritos, they're all I have!
How did you get a mini fridge in here?
Don't ask, just enjoy.